one of the coolest razors I've owned for quite some time. It's a Bengall Cast Steel, made probably 1820s to 1830s at the latest, so it's 190 to maybe 180 years old. Cow horn scales. The steel in this one is really interesting because it doesn't feel like anything else. It's made before they invented the Bessemer process, basically a way to make steel in a more modern way, in a mass-produced way. So this is called cast steel. What that is probably not known to 100%. There's various theories, but what is known is that it actually has a different feel than the later made steels. Not much, but once you shave with a razor like this, you will notice there's something different. And most people like different good, but that's of course a matter of personal taste. And this is in incredible condition for something this old. It's original scales, original pinning. Not much. The homeware here is more actually the uneven grind and the warpage that has occurred over the years. So it twisted both in this way and it's slightly bent, so it wasn't the easiest to hone. And the metal is on the soft side, so you really have to be careful not to roll the edge. It definitely takes a really nice sharp shaving edge, but it takes a lot of work to get there. I think I spent almost 3 hours to get this one shave ready. And basically what I did was first grind out some of the unevenness on the spine using Shapton 220 Pro. And once that was done, I proceed to the Chosera, and since it's warped and bent in all kind of ways, I put the Chosera on the side like this and honed like this. First with kind of thick slurry, thin slurry, and then no slurry, until I had a really nice bevel going without tape, mind you. And you have, after 1K Chosera, you have pretty coarse scratches here on the spine. So I sheeted a bit and gave it a quick rub with 2000, 5000K nano super stone. It really is a pretty worthless stone, except for polishing. Then I went on 2 layers of electrical tape on the spine and proceeded with a regular dilucot on this narrow Coticule. And I'm more of a synthetic guy. Choseras and even more Shapton Pros, but for a couple of reasons I chose the Coticule. This is a Grosse Blanche, by the way, a layer that is now extinct. One is the narrow size. It's absolutely perfect for this razor with the problems it has. And I also know from before that the Coticule is good on this softer steel. And third reason is that a Coticule is probably what was used on this one from the very beginning. So using the Coticule because that was probably what was used when it was first honed, like almost 200 years ago. And there's even a couple of more things with this one that is really cool, and that is that I got it from a friend of mine who not only found this one, but he also found this, and it's even, you see here in the stubbier tang, this one is probably made even a bit earlier, really early 1800s. And this one is not in such a good shape, but definitely restorable once I get to that. I'm going to do that really carefully to keep as much as possible. You see here the scales are warped on this one too, but nothing a little steam and a lot of elbow grease can't solve. So anyway, he sort of rescued these. His mom had cleaned out an old storage place, found 2 razors, were almost on the verge of throwing them away when he stopped there, thank God. And these are Family Heirlooms. They belong to his great-grandfather, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be, I mean, I always feel honored to just shave with it, and it's going to be a pleasure to give it back to him and see yeah, and eventually we had to teach him how to shave with it too, of course. And I think these were really the common man's choice before we had our domestic razor production taken off in the mid-1800s with the Bessemer process, where they really started to make razors here. So before that, I think this and some other models were the weapon of choice for the gentleman who wanted to trim his beard. So let's see how he shaves. Indeed, Bengall Cast Steel, dilucot, finished on a bit of HandAmerican chromium oxide on kangaroo leather, and some Schwartz 10th micron CBN, of course. Och Mats, den är ordentligt stryglad. För killarnas stolthet. Naturally, it's a very wedgy grind. It's not a true wedge, but it's not that far from it. We had a really big wheel with the hollow grinding. And I said, the steel is really different. Yeah, different in a good way. Really smooth shaver, like most shuffles. But this is smooth in a different way. It doesn't it gets sharp enough, definitely shave ready, but not super sharp. I actually have to be a bit careful not to roll the edge. And that, together with the warping and the slight bend on the tip, makes it kind of hard to home properly, but once done, it's a really nice shaver. Absolutely. I mean, with the history behind it and the age, I mean, coming up to 200 years old, that is just cool. And to like shaving with the Family Heirloom and like good friends family for, I don't know for how long, but for a very long time, obviously. That is just cool. It's awesome. So, that is a great shape no matter what. And for a close to 200-year-old razor, it's awesome. Mats, imorgon.